Hey everyone, welcome. Today I want to talk about something we often overlook in our pursuit of success. We live in a world that glorifies winning. Trophies, medals, titles, and accolades. From a young age, we are taught that being first is what matters. But today I want to challenge that idea, because the truth is, progress is made by those who do, not just those who win and hope. Winning is an outcome, doing is a mindset. Success comes from consistent effort, not just results. This simple yet profound idea challenges the way we often view achievement. From an early age, we are conditioned to believe that winning is the ultimate goal, that standing on the podium, receiving the highest grades, or earning the most accolades is what truly defines success. But if we take a closer look at the world around us, we realize that real progress, real change, and real fulfillment do not come from the moment of victory alone. They come from the process, the perseverance, and the willingness to keep going despite obstacles. Doing is about showing up day after day, regardless of the immediate outcome. It is about pushing forward, even when success seems far away. It is the mindset of an artist who paints every day without knowing if their work will ever be recognized, the athlete who trains relentlessly without certainty of a championship, and the entrepreneur who builds a business despite repeated failures. These individuals may not always win in the traditional sense, but they embody what it truly means to be successful. The problem with focusing solely on winning is that it creates a fragile sense of achievement. If we tie our worth and motivation to results alone, what happens when we don't win? Does that mean our efforts were meaningless? Does that mean we should give up? A mindset centered only on victory can lead to disappointment, frustration, and even fear of trying again. On the other hand, when we embrace the mindset of doing, we understand that every step, every effort, and every lesson learned along the way is valuable. History is filled with examples of people who didn't achieve instant success but remained committed to their process. Thomas Edison famously made thousands of failed attempts before inventing the light bulb. If his goal had been only to win, to get the invention right on the first try, he might have given up early. But he was more focused on doing, on learning from his mistakes, and on refining his approach. His mindset allowed him to persevere until he eventually succeeded. Similarly, J.K. Rowling faced rejection after rejection before a publisher finally took a chance on Harry Potter. If she had measured her success solely by immediate results, she might have stopped writing altogether. But she believed in the process, and because she kept doing, she eventually changed the landscape of literature. Doing is also what leads to innovation, creativity, and growth. The world's greatest thinkers, artists, and leaders did not always win in a traditional sense, but they never stopped trying. They were driven by curiosity, passion, and an inner commitment to their craft or cause. Their success was not just about reaching the final goal, but about constantly improving, adapting, and putting in the work. The mindset of doing is also important because it shifts the focus from external validation to internal growth. If we define success only by the recognition we receive, we risk losing sight of what truly matters. But if we focus on the process, on becoming better, stronger, and more knowledgeable, we develop resilience, discipline, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. A person who is passionate about fitness, for example, should not define success solely by a number on a scale or a medal in a competition. True success lies in the commitment to staying active, making healthy choices, and embracing the journey. The same principle applies to education, careers, and personal goals. A student who struggles in a subject but puts in consistent effort is just as worthy of recognition as the one who gets top grades effortlessly. A small business owner who keeps their shop running against all odds is just as admirable as a billionaire CEO. We often overlook these doers because we are too focused on the ones who stand in the spotlight. But real success is not just about the applause at the end. It is about the persistence, discipline, and courage it takes to keep going. When we shift our mindset from winning to doing, we also inspire others. A culture that celebrates effort over mere outcomes creates an environment where people feel encouraged to take risks, try new things, and push beyond their limits. When we see someone consistently showing up, working hard, and staying dedicated, we respect their journey regardless of whether they win or not. Success in its truest form is about movement. It is about growth. It is about taking the next step, even when the finish line isn't visible. Winning is just one moment, but doing is a lifelong journey. Those who understand this, who embrace the power of effort, persistence, and dedication, are the ones who create lasting impact. Because in the end, it is not just about who stands on the podium, it is about those who keep running the race, no matter what. Failure is part of progress. The greatest achievers failed many times before they succeeded. Yet society often treats failure as something to be feared, avoided, or even ashamed of. From an early age, we are conditioned to believe that mistakes are setbacks rather than stepping stones. But if we take a closer look at the lives of the most successful individuals in history, we see a different story. One where failure was not the end, but a crucial part of their journey. Failure is not a sign of weakness. It is a testament to effort. It means that someone had the courage to try, to take risks, and to step outside their comfort zone. Every time we fail, we learn something new about our approach, our resilience, and our ability to adapt. Without failure, there is no growth, and without growth, success becomes impossible. Those who achieve great things are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who refuse to let failure define them. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He conducted over 1,000 unsuccessful experiments before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his repeated failures, he famously responded that he had not failed, but had simply found 1,000 ways that did not work. His perspective on failure was what ultimately led to his success. If he had given up after the first few attempts, we might not have had the technology that revolutionized modern life. His story reminds us that persistence, not perfection, is what leads to breakthroughs. J.K. Rowling, one of the most successful authors in history, faced numerous rejections before Harry Potter was finally published. She was turned down by multiple publishers who did not see the potential in her work. If she had let those failures discourage her, millions of readers around the world would never have experienced the magic of her books. Instead of seeing rejection as a reason to quit, she used it as motivation to keep going, proving that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the path to it. Hard work matters more than recognition. Small efforts make a big impact. In a world where success is often measured by applause, awards, and social validation, it is easy to believe that recognition is the ultimate goal. People crave acknowledgement for their work, hoping that their achievements will be seen and appreciated. However, true success is not about external validation, but about the dedication, persistence, and effort that go into the process. Hard work is valuable even when no one is watching. It is the foundation of progress, and small, consistent efforts often lead to the biggest changes. Throughout history, many individuals have worked tirelessly behind the scenes, never receiving the recognition they deserve. Scientists, teachers, healthcare workers, and countless others contribute to society in ways that may never make headlines. Their efforts might not be celebrated on a grand stage, but their work impacts lives in meaningful ways. A teacher who inspires a struggling student, a nurse who stays up all night caring for patients, or a parent who sacrifices their own comfort for their child's future. These people may not receive awards, but their hard work shapes the world. Success is not about being in the spotlight. It is about the commitment to excellence, no matter how small the task. A musician does not become great overnight. It takes years of practice, long hours of repetition, and endless moments of doubt before they master their craft. An athlete who wins a championship has spent thousands of hours training, often in isolation, with no one cheering them on. Their success is not defined by the final victory, but by the countless moments of discipline that led to it. The same is true for every field. The people who truly excel are those who focus on their work rather than the recognition they may or may not receive. Small efforts, when repeated consistently, create lasting impact. A single drop of water may seem insignificant, but over time it can carve through stone. The same principle applies to hard work. Small daily actions, whether learning a new skill, helping someone in need, or simply showing up, accumulate over time and lead to significant results. Many people underestimate the power of consistency because they expect instant rewards. But real change happens gradually, often in ways that are not immediately visible. Consider the story of a janitor who cleans a school every night. To some, this might seem like an ordinary, unnoticed job, but to the students and teachers who walk into a clean classroom every morning, it makes a difference. The same applies to the worker who stays late to ensure a project is completed, the volunteer who dedicates time to helping others, or the parent who quietly supports their child's dreams. These acts may seem small, but they contribute to something much greater. Many of the world's most influential people started with small, unnoticed efforts. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak built the first Apple computer in a garage long before the world recognized their genius. Vincent van Gogh created over 2,000 artworks in his lifetime, but only sold a few while he was alive. His work was not widely appreciated until after his death, yet he continued painting because he was passionate about his craft. Their dedication to their work mattered more than immediate recognition. The danger of chasing recognition is that it can become a distraction. When people work only for external approval, they may lose motivation when recognition does not come quickly. But those who focus on the work itself, who find purpose and meaning in what they do, are the ones who make a real difference. Recognition may or may not come, but the impact of their efforts remains. Hard work should never be measured by the applause it receives. True success is about showing up, putting in the effort, and making a difference, even in the smallest ways. The world is shaped not only by those who receive awards, but by the countless individuals whose dedication goes unnoticed. It is the small, consistent efforts, acts of kindness, moments of persistence, and quiet determination that create lasting change. Recognition fades, but the impact of hard work remains. Celebrate persistence over perfection. Keep moving forward even when results aren't immediate. In a world that often values flawless execution and immediate success, it is easy to fall into the trap of believing that anything less than perfection is failure. People hesitate to start new projects, pursue their dreams, or take risks because they fear they will not get everything right on the first attempt. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion, while persistence is a real and powerful force that leads to true progress. Those who achieve great things are not necessarily the ones who do everything perfectly, but the ones who refuse to give up. Every success story is built on persistence. The most accomplished individuals in history did not reach their goals overnight. They struggled, made mistakes, and faced setbacks, but what set them apart was their determination to keep going. When Thomas Edison was working on the invention of the light bulb, he failed thousands of times before he found a solution. If he had been obsessed with getting everything perfect from the beginning, he might have abandoned the project early on. Instead, he viewed each failure as a step towards success. His persistence, not perfection, changed the world. The same principle applies to learning any skill or achieving any goal. A musician does not master an instrument in a day, nor does an athlete become a champion overnight. Progress is slow and mistakes are inevitable. A writer may go through dozens of drafts before creating a masterpiece, and an entrepreneur may face multiple failed businesses before finding success. The people who keep moving forward despite setbacks are the ones who ultimately succeed. The problem with perfectionism is that it often leads to inaction. Many people are so afraid of making mistakes that they never even begin. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions, but in reality, none of these exist. The best way to improve and make progress is by doing, failing, learning, and trying again. If a person waits until they are fully ready, they may never take the first step at all. Persistence is about showing up consistently, even when progress feels slow or invisible. There are times when efforts seem to go unnoticed, when results do not appear as expected, or when setbacks make success feel impossible. But persistence means continuing to push forward, trusting that every small step adds up over time. Even when there are no immediate rewards, progress is happening beneath the surface. History is filled with examples of people who refuse to let initial failures define them. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter manuscript was rejected by multiple publishers before finally being accepted. If she had given up after the first rejection, one of the most beloved book series in the world would not exist today. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper early in his career because they claimed he lacked imagination. If he had believed that criticism, the world would never have seen Disney's magic come to life. Persistence is not just about achieving great things, it is also about personal growth. Every challenge faced and every failure endured builds resilience, strength, and wisdom. Those who keep going despite difficulties develop a mindset that helps them overcome even bigger obstacles in the future. The ability to persist, to keep working toward a goal despite difficulties, is one of the most valuable traits a person can have. Rather than striving for perfection, it is more important to embrace the process of learning, improving, and growing. Mistakes are not signs of failure. They are lessons that guide the way forward. Success is not about never falling. It is about getting back up every time. The people who make a real impact in the world are not those who do everything flawlessly, but those who refuse to quit. Progress is a journey, not a single moment of achievement. Those who keep moving forward, even when results aren't immediate, are the ones who eventually reach their goals. The path to success is rarely smooth, but persistence turns obstacles into stepping stones. Perfection may be an impossible standard, but persistence leads to real and lasting accomplishments. Be a doer, not just a dreamer. Action is what leads to true change. Many people have great ideas, ambitions, and dreams, but few take the necessary steps to turn those dreams into reality. It is easy to imagine success, to visualize a better future, or to talk about plans, but without action, dreams remain nothing more than wishes. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the quality of their ideas, but their willingness to take action despite challenges, doubts, and uncertainties. Dreaming is important. It provides vision, motivation, and a sense of purpose. But dreams alone are not enough. The world is full of people with big ideas who never act on them. They wait for the perfect moment, the right circumstances, or the ideal conditions, believing that once everything aligns, they will start. However, perfect conditions rarely exist. There will always be obstacles, risks, and reasons to delay. The people who achieve success are not the ones who wait, but the ones who start, even when the path is unclear. Action is what brings ideas to life. A writer who dreams of publishing a book will never achieve that goal unless they sit down and write. An entrepreneur with a great business idea will never succeed unless they take the risk of starting their company. A person who wants to be healthier will never see results unless they commit to exercise and a better diet. No matter how big or small a goal is, progress only happens when effort is put in consistently. Taking action also builds momentum. The hardest part of any journey is often the first step. Once a person begins working toward a goal, they gain confidence, experience, and a deeper understanding of what needs to be done. Action leads to learning. Mistakes will happen, but those mistakes provide valuable lessons that help refine the approach. Many successful people did not have everything figured out when they started, but they took the leap, adapted along the way, and improved through experience. A common excuse for inaction is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of not being good enough. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process. Every great achiever has faced setbacks, rejections, and difficulties. What sets them apart is their determination to keep going despite those challenges. Waiting until fear disappears is not the solution. Acting despite fear is what makes a person grow. Another reason people hesitate to take action is the belief that they need to do something big to make an impact. But small steps matter. Progress does not always come from huge, dramatic actions. It often comes from consistent, daily effort. A student who studies a little every day will learn more than one who waits until the last moment. A person who saves a small amount of money regularly will build wealth over time. A single act of kindness can create a ripple effect that inspires others. History is full of examples of people who changed the world not because they had extraordinary ideas, but because they acted on them. Thomas Edison, Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, and countless others succeeded because they were doers. They faced rejection, failure, and difficulty, but they kept moving forward. Their success was not just a result of talent or intelligence, but of relentless action and effort. In contrast, many people with incredible potential never reach their goals because they never take the first step. They spend too much time planning, overthinking, or doubting themselves instead of acting. The greatest regrets in life often come not from the things people tried and failed at, but from the things they never attempted. Being a doer means taking responsibility for one's own future. It means not waiting for opportunities, but creating them. It means not relying on luck, but on effort. It means understanding that progress is made through action, not just intention. The world does not change because of dreams alone. It changes because of the people who are willing to put in the work to make those dreams a reality. In the end, success is not about perfection, recognition, or just having big dreams. It is about persistence, hard work, and taking action. Failure is a natural part of progress, and those who achieve great things are the ones who refuse to give up, even when results aren't immediate. Small efforts made consistently create lasting impact, and true change comes from those who do, not just those who dream. 2, the world is shaped by people who take action despite fear, uncertainty, and setbacks. So instead of waiting for the perfect moment, start now. Celebrate persistence over perfection, effort over applause, and action over mere intention. Keep moving forward, because true success belongs to those who do. So let's celebrate effort over outcome, persistence over perfection, and courage over comfort. Because at the end of the day, the people who truly change the world aren't just those who win, They are the ones who do. Thank you.